Is this really that last episode of Total Insanity? Is this really it? How can it be? Is this really the last episode of Total Insanity? Is this really? You know, is this really it? Is this truly the end of Total Insanity? How can that be? How can that be? Well, how can it be? That's not the right question. How can that be? Why is my eye? There's like a fucking eyelash in my eye. Jesus Christ! It's like, is there a day ever where my eyes don't have itch or something? Is there a day I can have clear eyes for one day? God, it's like always something with my fucking eyes. God. Don't rub your eye. Then how? Can't if I don't rub my eye? How the fuck am I supposed to get it out of my eye? I'm rubbing my eye. Oh, you get a corneal abrasion. Well, maybe I shouldn't have stuff in my eye all the time. Okay, is this really the last episode? Is this really the last episode of Total Insanity? I just want to be free. It's not so hard to see. Why won't you let me be in total insanity? It's total insanity. Hello, everybody. Today is Earth Day. And the Earth symbolizes, don't mind me, I'm just doing something technical. The Earth symbolizes life. The Earth gives us life. The Earth is our home. We treat it like shit, at least recently. And it still gives us a chance. What I need to know is where's Asbestos Albatross? Is he here? Hold on a second here. This is a little technical issue we gotta deal with here. Okay. We got Albatross back in action. Okay. Now, it's come to my attention the lights are probably still, the lights have been out in the studio for a week. Well, before we get to that, before we get why I'm at home and not in the studio, uh, before we get to that, let's talk about Earth Day. Now, Earth Day is an important day because it reminds us about our home, the Earth. It reminds us to take care of our home, the Earth. And it tells us to take a second to appreciate our home, the earth. And there we go. We got Alp up here in the corner here. And so wait a second, what's this look like? That's a whole different shot, but who really gives a shit? So look at this. Hold on here. The screening is pretty bad right now. Earth Day, right? It's a day just to appreciate and celebrate the earth. And in a similar way that we've gotten away from nature, I feel like we may be getting away from, especially during the pandemic, getting away from other proper, not proper, but you know, I'm guilty. It's kind of like I'm hearing myself echo. It's very distracting, but it's almost like you could say I'm hypocritical, but I'm just really saying what I think we should be focused on. Like, you know, we all get absorbed in our media, and it's really fun and entertaining. And, you know, we work and we're in this freaking competitive society, so it's like, why can't we just chill out and watch some stuff or play some games? And we can. But sometimes, and this isn't everybody. I think some people aren't like this, but for me and some other people, I think sometimes that stuff can get too dominating in your life. And not that I'm not happy, but I feel like there are more important. It's like, why am I putting so much priority to watching this movie or this show instead of hanging out with a human being? All of our memories, at least all of my memories, whether it's watching stuff or just doing whatever, are with other human beings. Isn't that the reason we live? And so on Earth Day and thinking about the earth as a whole, I think about humanity as a whole. And I think about the connection we all have. And I think about the internet bringing us together. I think about Total Insanity's global reach. And I think about the meta modern ethos of us working together for some type of holism, connectionism to strive for a better future. I was going to plant a stream today, and that would be, we plant it, we let it grow, and that will become the next stream that I do. But I didn't prepare for it. If I'm being completely honest, I felt very unenthused about doing this episode this week. And so, you know, you can't force, I mean, you can, you know, but you hear about talk show hosts and stuff doing the show every night. And bands playing concerts. They're not really in the mood for it every night. They got to fake it a lot. And I have, but I didn't feel like for the last episode, did I really want to be not enthused for the last episode? It's a combination of timing, of chance, I think. Like, I don't think it's any particular reason. But you say, Leo, why wouldn't you be excited? Because the time didn't feel right. I don't think it's time for the last episode yet. Too bad I don't have my sound set up. Pal and Gal can't talk right now. I apologize. You two, you're going to be muted. Nelson and Albatross can talk, but we'll get to them in a second. But I still haven't got this camera hooked up. I've been trying to do it while I'm talking, but it's kind of hard. Video capture device. Okay. Webcam. It's working. Okay, cool. So we got this other angle now. We got the Leo cam. My hair has a cool fucking swish right now, dude. That's fucking awesome. I hope I keep this for the panel discussion tonight. Look at that fucking swish. Whoosh, whoosh. Hell yeah, boy. Hell yeah, bro. Okay, so as I was saying, it just didn't feel right for today to be the final episode. That's why I didn't promote it. I didn't make. Normally, I make graphics. I didn't. This is an unpromoted episode because this is a very loose. Not that other ones aren't, but this is a completely improv episode, basically. And so I'm thirsty. Hold on. What a great shot. And so I guess I thought trust in the universe, feel your intuition. Total Insanity may still very well end. Or you know what? Maybe I'll decide to just do rare episodes once a month. I still want to do another streaming show, but I think I may just do. Why does Total Insanity have to die? Because I got all, because as all the criticism I was getting for it made me think, oh, this is too insular. This I need to reach out, and it's what got me into all this meta modern shit. I need to give up to. It seemed epic for the retrospective. In fact, the retrospective was going to be the end, and I thought that was a fitting, epic ending. But then these extra streams were a thing, and then I was like, well, now the retrospective can't be the ending. The planned ending didn't go. This is not going to go the way you think, Luke Skywalker. From the shitty. I actually liked that one, but the sequels as a whole are bad, but I won't get into that. I've been in a Star Wars mood lately. But anyway, um, so basically, Total Insanity will end. Not that anyone forced me to end it. I mean, I'm the one that was bringing it up, but why force something at this point where I feel like it shouldn't be forced? Total Insanity will end when I want it to end, or when something out of my control weirdly happens and it makes it end. I don't know. That sounds very ominous, but I like to keep it open. Um, yeah. So, Leo, that's very wise of you to end it, to say this. You'll end it when you want. My life was cut short. My life was ended. You know, obviously, no one ends their life. Well, that's. I won't get too dark here, but I'm kind of talking in circles. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, why have a premature death when you can live on? As I have had a premature death myself, I truly understand the implications. Thank you, Albatross. I think that's wise words, and I'm sorry that your time was cut short. But as I mentioned last episode, you did a lot in your activism for respiratory health, and and I'm glad you could come back from the dead. You know, it might not be the same, but at least your essence can be here. You know. Leo, I think it is very mature of you to not just simply end the show. I think the way you spoke of, of intuition and feeling things feeling right, I think that's a wise way to act. Well, thank you, Nelson, once again. Thanks for all your praise, you guys. Too bad Gal isn't booted up with her audio where she can diss me all the time. But I mean I could try it. Hold on. Gal, do we have your audio here? Um Gal. Let's see, does Gal come through? No. Gal does not come through. No, what if I do this? What if I do... What if I switch to the... Yeah, we lose my audio that way. What if we do... What the hell is that? Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna be... Wait. Hold on. Hold on. We may have Gal now. We may have Pound Gal. Hold on. I appreciate you bearing with me here. I have one person watching. Whoever you are, make yourself known in the chat or call me if you know my phone number. Reveal yourself. You there, Gal?
Isn't it nice to have a computer that will talk to you?
And Pal.
Hello, my name is Samantha. I am an American English voice.
That's wrong. That's not true. Don't mess with me, Pal. Don't mess with me. You freaking guy, whatever, man. Okay. So we were gonna have an Earth Day planting of a new stream. We were gonna have speeches from everybody, but that's all we've called. Let's call the whole thing off. And so, where was I? Yeah, I didn't want to do my final episode unenthused, unprepared. Like, it just wasn't. And plus, oh yeah, this is another thing. The studio at school. Not that I couldn't get lights, but the studio at school. The lights have been out for a week. They still haven't fixed them. It's sort of a weird, like, crazy problem. So all the freaking lights are out. They better fix that. Because I need to, like, move out of my studio soon and, like, paint the walls and shit. Whatever, dude. It's kind of annoying, but I lost a viewer. I said, show yourself. You went away. Though I've noticed this viewer thing is very inaccurate. Very inaccurate. It very well because it could have been myself watching myself on the computer. It's very easily that I have no viewers. Let's go on Instagram for a sec here. Did you hear my body make a burping noise through this microphone? Because it just did. It was like a gurgle and deep in my crevices. Crevice isn't the right word. Doing. I just wanna fight. Hmm. 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 Add to my story. Hmm. 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 To do a panel discussion. One of the questions was like threw me off more than like anything in my oral defense. I don't know if that's true, but I was like, oh, this is like okay. I think I mentioned this yesterday. I was like, but I also thought, would you ask this question to? I think it could be a good question to ask to any artist, but I don't think it would be asked to a painter or a sculptor. It's like because I'm in a new medium, it's being asked, but that's okay. That's what comes with being on the cutting edge. Um, okay. I gotta kill time here. This is not the last episode of Total Insanity. And so, I don't know what to tell you. Besides, I don't know. Now, did anyone see who saw my? Oh, whoa! 10 people saw it. Um, what's Dave Bonowitz's story? Like you're watching a screen. You're watching. If you're watching this, you're watching a screen of me watching a screen. Oh, so profound. Okay, so So yeah, as I mentioned, it just didn't feel right to end the show yet, so I'm not going to. And like it may have, it's up to my discretion at this point. Um, Total Insanity never really became what I set out to do with it. Like, um,
Why don't you just end the show? It sucks.
okay, Gail, enough from you. It's like, why say that right now?
Why do you have to be so mean?
Oh, I mixed their voices up. They just think of it as Gal said the first thing, Pal said the second one, but their voices were swapped. There's some problems in the system. But yeah, Total Insanity. I was gonna conceive of it to be like there was gonna be people. Like that's a thing. It became this like alone thing, and then I'm like criticizing myself. Oh, it's too insular with all the inside jokes. But like I always wanted other people, and I did. If you go back to the early episodes, I had people on like almost not almost like no in the very early episodes I had someone on almost every episode. There was Max, Ashley, Luke, Natalia in the corner. There was Jonathan. There was JD. There was SK. There was Aubrey. Who later became a short-lived co-host. There was my crew in the studio. Like I did solo episodes. The whole point was to always do weird shit with other people. And for me to like freak out and that slowly part of it got old as far as my act, but part of it was prematurely cut short by COVID. And Total Insanity never really, it's like in the retrospective I criticize myself. I like almost make up this problem. It's not a made up problem, but it's like I make up it's like I'm like, "Oh, look at this. I need to like I've been bad. I've been alone." It's like, "No, it's been fucking a pandemic." Before the pandemic, what I say we need to do, but see, I think that's still, like in my thesis and stuff, what I say we need to do to go forward with human connection and not be insular, I was already doing. Like I was being insular in the way I was talking about USF. Jesus, this lighting. I was being insular in the way I was talking about USF and the way I was talking or having like super inside references and jokes and stuff. But I think never wanted to get rid of that completely. I think that's a component that I love that was part of the Adult Swim streams. And so my retrospective is like, we can't just be so insular. I have to reach out to people. It's like, I was. I had more people. I had a 3-person crew that we were having. We had a few episodes and we had great fun. Mikey, Amelia, and Alex. And I had camera people moving cameras around. They were acting in the show. They were co-hosting. Ian was on the show. I'm trying to remember other people that were on the show. It's like instead of a final episode of Total Insanity, this is a reclamation. Is that a word? Of what Total Insanity was before the pandemic. Total Insanity became distorted. When Leo 2.0 the quarantine stream, even during the quarantine stream, I had Alex on. There was so much potential that was lost. Not just for me, for people who lost much more important things, much more tragic things during the pandemic. But a lot of people did lose something, big or small. And Total Insanity lost its true intention. And Total Insanity always was reaching out for human connection. It always was from the beginning. And getting viewers, and it was. We were expanding, we were getting more viewers. I was going to do a performance inside the box during Art House. I was going to be at Art Walk, where people would walk by and interact. You know how many new people I would have got to interact with, whether they followed the show or not? How many new interactions would have happened? My goal was to always expand the audience. My goal was to always have interactive stuff. My goal is to always have people on, co-host if possible. And I'm so sad about it's a dual thing. I'm sad that the crew, we never got to reach our potential. We did that Times New Roman play. That was great. And they surprised me. Like, who knew? Mikey was fucking. Wendy always was like, Mikey, he's a great co host. He was. Alex, she was funny. She was good with the camera. She had theatrical experience. And Amelia, who knew? I didn't know Amelia had this like Australian accent acting ability. It was great. It was great. And I was going to do more plays with them. We were going to do more shows. We would have had at least a month more shows, if not 2 months before things change. And who knows if it would have went further. And things tend to not always work out. Some of these things peter out, and maybe it would have continued on until now, or maybe it would have petered out that summer. But I almost have to this is almost me reminding myself, like, wait a second. Alex died. Thank you for watching, Alex. You've been a very dedicated fan, and I appreciate it. I don't even like the word fan. You've been a very just like, you've been interested in the show, and I appreciate it. And I know not everyone's going to be interested. I know, whatever. But like, if you missed the beginning, Total Insanity is not ending, and right now. I'm like reminding myself of the original intentions of Total Insanity, because they got to, through the pandemic, through professors' feedback, through everything, through my own thinking of the show, it got distorted. And it, like, the retrospective, like, I feel like it's like, oh, Leo, you need to, like, cat, you need to, like, branch out. No, I was branching out. I was focused on human connection. And the thesis hammers at home, but I thought my thesis writing only applied to my new thesis, but that's not true. My thesis writing also applied to my previous Total Insanity episodes pre-pandemic. Those episodes, inherently, oh, there's another viewer. Those episodes were inherently, through my reaching out, through my wanting to expand the audience, through the things I had planned going forward that were crushed away by COVID, through all of this, through having all these guests in the show, I was embodying my idea. I was embodying the meta-modern ideology before I knew of it. And so while I thought, in writing my thesis, I thought, oh yeah, I'm kind of maybe repeating myself a little too much, but I got so wrapped up in the recent streams that I was alone, that I saw it almost as like a disciplinary, you need to get back, and you need to get back to like Britain. It's like, no, Total Insanity was that. Total Insanity pre-pandemic encompasses that. And the thesis explains not only the retrospective, but Total Insanity as a whole before the pandemic. And so all of this was tied into Total Insanity, the ending. All of this was like, oh yeah, okay, the project is a failed project. I was thinking about, that's another thing. If in the retrospective, there's a scene where I'm like, what is my art about? For a brief time, I was like, is it about failure? I failed to get this. Well, no wonder I failed to get this stuff, because the pandemic happened. And I don't want to blame everything on the pandemic, but before the pandemic, the trajectory was not failure. And I don't think I even failed. That's the other thing. I don't think there was. I think it just morphed. And so, but briefly writing the retrospective, there was this thing of like failure, of like, oh, Total Insanity failed. Total Insanity needs to end. But I got past, it doesn't. Total Insanity doesn't need to end. And I think it's important. I think this is important too. Just because we say stuff, or we think we're going one direction, it's never too late to say, wait a second, step back, think about everything, self-analyze, be like, no, it's not time for Total Insanity to end. Not yet. Maybe it should end, but not yet. Maybe it should morph into a different thing, but I'm not ready to end Total Insanity on a day where I'm unenthused to end Total Insanity. If anyone wants to call me and talk about this, if anyone wants to, just call me and talk about anything they want. If anyone wants to, hold on, I gotta get a drink. I'm thirsty. I have the MFA panel discussion. I didn't want to be nervous about it, but I'm nervous. It's like not that nervous, but I'm like I got to give a good answer to this pretty good question. Anyway, so yeah, that's my spiel. That's my speech. That's why today is not the last episode of Total Insanity as originally planned. And I thought Earth Day was a fitting end, but it's not. It's not a fitting end yet. Okay, so Leo, I think you're very wise for doing this. I think normally I'm the one that's. I feel like my guidance over the episodes has been reaching you. I feel like you're learning. I feel like you're learning to go with the flow, and I just wanted to say I'm proud of you, Leo. Thank you, Nelson. Uh, I don't want to have like only praise. What do you have to say about this, Gal?
Who cares?
Who cares? A valid question. I mean, hey, maybe some people do, maybe some people don't. I don't know. But this has been my whole creative endeavor for the last year and a half. Ralph's calling, sweet. Ralph, oh my boy, how's it going?
How's it going? Calling into the show.
Thank you.
Of course.
I don't know if you saw how much of my spiel you saw, but
You were saying about how it's not the final episode of Total Insanity.
yeah, it just didn't feel right. And some of it was me maybe not preparing, if I'm being totally honest. But I prepare for all the other shows. I didn't like. I think I subconsciously, naturally, I didn't want to prepare for the last episode. It didn't feel right. So, but
I don't know. Maybe have you considered maybe doing a? I liked how you had pre-recorded pieces on
yeah.
your previous shows in the last week or so.
Mhm.
Maybe for if you were going to do like a finale, having something more prepared like that.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I would want.
Yeah.
I'd want to make it like super epic and have a lot of stuff. I used to have a bunch of weird videos too. I used to make like videos of. I made a protein video and I made like that just had like meat and cheese and dairy in like a video. I used to make. I made a video of socks, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Really?
like, I forgot about making videos like that, but yeah.
I feel like now that you have the time to do it, if you want to like do you were talking about wanting to do a proper send off. I think what I've found most enjoyable about the show in the run, a lot of it actually just recently in the retrospective was some of the best stuff I think that you had done, and I think because it was planned,
Yeah.
dialed in, but still you left room for improvisation and for things to change. It reminds me of like when 30 Rock did an episode live and they had an East Coast and a West Coast version. So they did the show twice, and there's like little differences between it because they were both live shows with some improvisational humor.
Yeah, that's cool.
So watching both of like the episodes where you kind of go through the same thing, I enjoyed that a lot. I think that's one of the top things I've enjoyed from the show. I also like your animated co-hosts. I feel like they complement you very well.
Thanks.
I know you were lamenting not having human co-hosts. I don't want to diminish, Nelson or Gal, Pal, Leo 2.0.
True.
Yeah. Asbestos Albatross. I mean, that would be taking away a big part of what makes the show. Oh, yeah, that's a big part of what makes the show the show. So, and yes, I wouldn't worry too much on, not having the opportunity because you got to explore something different than you would have in the first place.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that it challenged you in a good way, and I think that the show when it started was looking for its footing, and you're
Mhm.
trying out a lot of different things, but being forced by limitations, you were able to really like dial in a lot of your ideas in a, I don't know, and at least from the viewer's perspective, the
Yeah.
viewer.
This is
I
great
definitely found it more
perspective.
entertaining. And then there was no like, how is this person going to play off of me? Is this person going to, like, even though they're doing their best or whatever, sometimes it's like when you work with yourself, you have more chemistry, I guess,
Yeah.
than it's not a tough thing to do, to play off of somebody.
Yeah, I know, like, my different guests, it would depend on the episode of who I had, if, like, we'd gel or not, like, comedically or whatever.
Right, and I think, like, everything, like, I don't know, I've enjoyed kind of how the show has grown out in that way, and, yeah, I feel like you could definitely do something pretty cool to end the show in that capacity.
Yeah, definitely. You made a lot of really great points. I don't want to diminish. I think I was so thinking one way that I was like, oh wait, but I was like dismissing too much. The Digital Friends, I think, are great creations, and like one of my professors was talking about how, I guess she's like, when you go into your digital characters, they're like more believable sometimes in your own like acting as yourself or whatever, because I like embody them, I guess. But wait, are you telling me that I'm not an albatross myself? That you're embodying me, Leo? What are you saying? Oh no, never. I'm just kind of don't listen to this too much, Al. We're just chatting.
Yeah, don't give them an existential crisis.
Well, I think Ralph has pretty good perspective. Thank you, Nelson. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, thanks for calling, dude. If you
Absolutely.
If you want to say more stuff, you can. I don't know where to, because like of the other episodes, I can try to like guide our conversation more, because this one's just so like, I don't know. It's like, say whatever you want. If you're done, you can hang up. If you still want to talk, we can still talk. Whatever, man. You can stay on the line. Whatever you want to do.
I like Arizona brand tea. They're only 99 cents for those big cans. I'm drinking a diet iced tea with peach flavor. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just like it. It's good value.
Arizona tea. Buy some today.
Sometimes it's 2 for $1. Sometimes it's 69 cents, depending if the store's running a sale.
Yeah,
my favorite's the Golden Bear, I think. Strawberry lemonade.
I gotta try that. I never really drank Arizona tea that much, and so, but whenever I had it, it was pretty good, and so I don't know why I never really bought it myself.
Yeah, the green tea, it's sweetened. It's pretty good though. I don't drink it too often. I gotta eat something with it, otherwise it gets my stomach all in a swirl. And I love the Arnold Palmer, that half lemonade, half iced tea. Very classic.
Very nice, very tasty.
I like a lot of beverages. I like Coca-Cola. It's like the Mario. Like if you're looking at it like Mario Kart, Coca-Cola is like the Mario.
Yeah, I really,
like yeah.
I really appreciated Coke, as you know, more recently than I had in the past. It just really is the quintessential soft drink, I guess. Cola.
It has like it's very well balanced with like slight bitterness against the sweetness, so it doesn't become sickeningly sweet. Though it depends on taste, like
Yeah.
some might find it, very intense if it's not in their typical wheelhouse, or if you do more artificial sweeteners or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just find it to be a very balanced one. It's not necessarily the best soda, but it does the job. It's really versatile. It goes along with a lot of different foods well. I find Pepsi a little sweeter, so you need something a little saltier to like counterbalance it. Like Pepsi's pretty good with pizza, like in my experience, but so is Coke. But
wow, a cough. Yeah, man. Soda analysis. Um,
Do you have a favorite soda?
Very nice.
I love Pepsi.
Pal, Pal just said he loves Pepsi. Um, my favorite soda, I like a year ago I might have said Dr. Pepper, but honestly, I think Coke is my favorite soda now. Like I just had a completely new appreciation for it. Because if I think about, I haven't drank Mountain Dew for a long time. I don't really drink Pepsi too often. I do like cherry Coke a lot. I like what else is there? I don't drink soda that much. There's this soda called Squirt that's like a citrusy thing. It's kind of good. I kind of like that a
That's a
lot
good
actually.
one.
Yeah,
I like Squirt.
I like Squirt a
Yeah.
lot. I forget about it.
Same here.
I haven't had orange soda in a while. Root beer is like not always my favorite.
It's
Yeah,
kind of intense sometimes.
yeah,
It's like I put root beer and Dr. Pepper in a similar wheelhouse, honestly.
interesting. I guess I can
Dr.
see that, I
Pepper has
guess.
like a more cherry cola-y vibe, but growing up, both of them I wasn't too into. I found them like really like sweet, but also like I think there was just too much flavor stuff going on.
Yeah. I guess I like the flavor intensity of Dr. Pepper, but the flavor some of these root beer seems way too
There was just too
sweet.
much.
Like I ate at this fast food place Culver's for the first time, and they like are supposed to have like good root beer that they have themselves, but I drank it. It was just like way too sweet. But yeah,
There's excellent regional sodas too, like Cheerwine. Though like I'm noticing that's getting wider distribution. That used to be in like North Carolina only.
yeah.
That's like kind of like Dr. Peppery, but more cherry. It's definitely unique. There's Loganberry, which is like upper like it's like New York State type beverage. It's let's see, it's based out of a syrup that was used at a theme park, I think,
Hmm.
in the area. They put it on snow cones originally, and it became like a beverage. And it's like in
Interesting.
fountains and stuff out there, and that's really good. I have a few cans here at home. I put it over ice though, and maybe even a little water because it's very, very sweet and concentrated.
Hmm.
But yeah, Loganberry, that's a good one.
Oh, do you?
My favorite
Oh,
is
sorry.
Surge.
Oh, do you say Surge?
Hmm.
I forgot about Surge. I haven't had Surge since I was a kid, probably.
It's because it was discontinued for a long time, and they brought it back. But here in Maryland, they don't sell it like in cans. You have to go to Pennsylvania or New
Wow.
York, or you have to leave the state. It has something to do with like some weird exclusivity deal with Burger King and their
Huh.
dumb Coke freestyle machines that, like, in my experience, never have it. But that's what
Interesting.
they. When I emailed Coca-Cola, they told me they're
Whoa.
like, "Sorry, you'll have to go like a state over to get it."
I feel like I've seen Surge maybe more recently. I forget about Jarritos are these Mexican sodas that are pretty good that are at a lot of Mexican restaurants around here. I don't know if you have them up there, but
Those are
It's like Jarr. I don't know how to spell, but it's like Jarritos, and they have like tamarind flavor, like lemon lime flavor, or like um guava flavor. They're pretty good, and they have like sugar as opposed to high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, I like those a lot. Yeah, the tamarind,
My
tamarindo,
favorite soda is
and
Sprite.
pineapple. I think the pineapple is my favorite, and the
Oh yeah, I
tamarind.
forgot about pineapple. Pineapple's good. I used to like yeah, tamarind was my favorite, but the pineapple's pretty good too.
I
I,
always go back and forth on those two.
I used to drink Sprite a lot as a kid, but I feel like I never want to drink Sprite now. I haven't had Sprite in so long.
It's Sprite's all right. It kind of hurts my stomach a lot of times. I think it's the citric acid, like it's a lot of citric acid or something.
Mm.
Um, but that's just me, like personally. I like the taste though. It's just kind of understated.
Yeah. Sorry.
Coke is like the Mario of Mario Kart sodas. Sprite is like Luigi.
Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah.
It's like a pretty balanced clear soda.
Sprite's Luigi. And then...
Not as much character as Coke, but, still really respectable. It has, like, the green, even, like, with the graphic.
What soda is Wario? Like Surge? Or is that something
Mellow Yellow.
Mellow Yellow. Excellent choice.
Yeah,
I love when people assign things to like to people like this or whatever, like how we're assigning soda to characters. I'm always kind of bad at it, but I love when people do it. I'm like, what is this one? What is that one? Okay.
So yeah, it's like it makes me a little gassy. It has like the yellow. Wario's got the yellow. It's a little heavier soda. Like as far as like the citrusy stuff goes. Does it have a lot of caffeine? Yeah. I don't recollect. Let's see. Yoshi would be Mountain Dew, I think.
Oh yeah, good choice.
Means that he's like kind of quick and sweet, and
the green again.
And the green again.
Okay, I want to know. Maybe there isn't one, but Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Like maybe some sort of grape soda, but I'm thinking only purple, so I don't know if that's really like. Or Toad.
He would be some sort of diet soda, I feel like.
Okay, yeah.
Like really like gangly and thin.
Yeah. That's see, I'm terrible at assigning these things.
Toad would be like it's not really soda, but I keep going to Red Bull in my head because he's like small and quick and like full of energy, and he's like I don't know, like for some reason I keep going to Red Bull in my mind for Toad.
Okay, that's cool. How about I'm just gonna keep asking. How about Princess Peach?
Princess Peach. Let's see. Well, statistically, her character is like a light class. She's pretty quick. Her color scheme's got pink and yellow. Michelle says Pipeline Punch Monster Energy drink.
What color is Sierra Mist?
Sierra Mist.
I never drink that. I don't know if she would be Sierra. That was kind of a random question. I just thought of Sierra Mist randomly.
Maybe. I don't know. Sierra Mist is got artificial sweetener in it. It's kind of like Sprite, but it's not as good as Sprite.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe that's Waluigi.
Interesting.
Hell yeah, actually, now that I think about it, if Luigi is Sprite, then Waluigi is Sierra Mist.
Okay, yeah, dude, that's perfect.
He's not as good as Sprite. It's like not quite a diet version. Who's Ruby Red Squirt?
Peach should be Ruby Red Squirt.
Peach should be Ruby Red Squirt.
I never even saw that in my life. Dude, there's I'm forgetting that there's ginger ale. I'm just thinking of other sodas.
I feel like Bowser maybe would be like a ginger ale.
Okay.
What's her face is ginger ale?
Who's that?
The yellow princess.
Daisy.
Yeah.
Daisy's a ginger ale. Possibly. It's like it's
Who's Dr. Pepper? Like Donkey Kong?
That seems like a pretty good match.
The colors work too.
It's like the further you go with this stuff,
it gets harder. I know. I'm maybe pushing it too far. I want more and more.
It's like the first one or two is like, okay, that works so good. That analogy works really well.
Yeah.
The deeper it's like, oh man, this is.
I'm not satisfied. I want every single that weird purple character with a hole of a nose. I want even that one to be assigned. No.
Birdo.
Yeah. No, you don't have to actually pick that right now. I just was trying to think of all the obscure characters. Isn't there a Koopa that's in Mario Kart now?
In the first one, there's a Koopa. I don't know. I haven't played the
okay.
The Switch like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, whatever. I played the Wii U Mario Kart 8, and they got a chock full of guys.
Chock full.
They got Koopas coming out of every orifice. They're just overflowing. They got so many characters, they're going up the walls.
It's overflowing with Mario Karts. Okay.
It's like I think like Link is in it now. It's like they've expanded past like the Mario world.
Whoa, it's like Super Smash Kart.
Yeah, it's like the Splatoon children, I think, are in it. Like,
there's a piranha plant that's in one of them. That's like in a pipe.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
That at least is Mario stuff. Why haven't they had a Goomba? Or have they?
Damn, I don't think they have had a Goomba. They don't have hands. Yeah, so they can't.
Oh.
So they can press gas. They need two Goombas. You need a Goomba to sit on the head.
So, like, the piranha plant doesn't have hands. Or I guess it has vines that can, like, do stuff.
Yeah, like leaves or something.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going on below the pipe? Like, maybe there's, like, little, like...
the pipe.
Like, roots that are pressing.
Oh, yeah, pedals and stuff. Oh, yeah, that's true. Below the pipe.
Yeah, I don't know the biology of, Mario piranha plants. I'm looking for. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that Mario movie, but there's a new one coming out.
Wait, there's a new Mario movie coming out?
Yeah, it's gonna be animated, and they're gonna have somebody else play the voice of Mario besides like his like. Oh, it's me, Mario! Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be tough because we know and love that guy.
He's Charles Martinet. You can check out his voice in like old PC games, and he's talking like this. He's like it's interesting. I don't know if I'd want to watch an hour and a half movie.
Yeah, it's a little too like wacky, maybe, or cartoonish. I don't know.
Or like they would have to make it a silent picture, like where it's hijinks, like
the whole movie is just watching someone play
Mario. Yeah, it's just someone playing Mario.
Charlie Chaplin-esque Mario.
93 Mario movie is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I really need to rewatch that. I've seen that only as a child. I've never seen it with my adult mind. As a kid, I wanted like a wacky, cartoony, more like I wanted to, but it was like more realistic. So it wasn't even what I wanted as a kid. So I feel like now I could appreciate it more.
I adore it, and it's so wild. The production history. It went through 3 different directors. Let's see. Danny DeVito was originally going to be Mario.
That seems awesome, dude.
He passed on it after he read the script.
Sorry.
The original one was like more whimsical, but it went through so many hands, and it went to this couple who I forget. They had only done one movie prior, and it was like a surprise hit. And they wanted to make a Blade Runner-esque.
Make it real, like
cyberpunk, Mario vibe, and I think it's awesome and super unique, and we'll probably never get anything like that again. But to go deeper into why it's cool, it's one of the last movies that like really uses practical effects in a like that I can recollect. It was kind of like in that 93 era, there was things started going more and more towards computers. Even like if you look at the feather in freaking Forrest Gump, there's CG in Forrest Gump and stuff. Like, so because of the fascination with computers, people went after them really hard. And there is a fair amount of computer, CG effects or whatever in the Mario movie. But they build like huge sets and stuff. Animatronics. There's like a weird little Yoshi dinosaur that walks around. That's like on par with the stuff in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I remember that guy. We were talking about it last night because I mentioned it when I hung out. Whatever. I hung out with Jonathan. People hang out. I know it's COVID times, but I mentioned like the Mario movie, and we like brought up the picture of Yoshi, and it's just like it's Jurassic Park. And I can't believe It always cracked me up that they like. I don't know if they go out of their way, but like they I feel like they didn't have to explain this, but they're like, this guy's name is Mario, and this is Luigi Mario. Like they like the ridiculous of like the double last names or whatever. It's like hilarious
It's
to me.
my favorite in the world, and it's like Shigeru Miyamoto was like, "No, that's not a thing," and it's like, "No, I'm sorry, dude, it is. It's too late."
It had to explain like why. Like it wasn't enough that like, so many they can, like you could say Mario Brothers, and it's just like understand like okay, Mario's the main one. They're the brothers Mario or whatever. But it's like they try to explain like no, like their actual last names are Mario. That's why they're the Mario Brothers. This is how it is. But I don't know. I don't really remember how they do it exactly, or like how they say it, because I haven't seen the movie in so long. Like I said,
the tonally that movie is for no one, because it's like they like scale back on content, but there's still like weird stuff when they're being checked in by the police and like the dinosaur underground, and there's a stripper digging her heel into the collarbone of the police chief, like with fishnets, as he's asking their names and filling it out. There's all this like really weird and like sexual incidental stuff. There's like
I remember those tiny-headed guys. What was up with that?
Those were Goombas.
Okay, sorry. You can continue on.
The Goombas. Yeah, well, it's like it's supposed to look like pre-gentrified Times Square. So like you have all these like adult movie theaters, and it's like really scummy. Dennis Hopper plays President Koopa, which is heavily inspired by Donald Trump.
Interesting.
Of like the 90s. I always thought it was kind of like interesting. Like
I always
like, Trump actually became president.
I always thought he was Bowser. I didn't realize that he wasn't just a President Koopa or something.
Yeah, his name is President Koopa in the movie.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, he's supposed to be Bowser. Is Bowser's name Bowser Koopa? Who knows?
All the Koopas are Bowser's children.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I made that up.
There's Bowser Jr., who's his child, and then there's like they were originally his nieces and nephews or something, or the children of Bowser. But yeah, there's a bunch of other like Ludwig von Koopa, like Wendy Koopa, like Lenny Koopa, Iggy Koopa, Roy Koopa. Crazy. Those are all based off of musicians like Iggy Pop, Roy Orbison. Oh, excuse me.
Wow.
That was a burp.
Wow. Well, I guess I'm over time now. I don't know if the person in the gallery has turned the screen off or not, but I don't really, whatever. I'm done with that now with today. I can technically go as long as I want, but...
That's about all I had to say. Mario movie, good, bad movie, top of the game.
I may watch that tonight.
You should.
I have to eat something and get ready for the panel discussion. I got to be there like signed in at 5:30. But after I'm done with that,
you'll have a blast. It's a really fun movie.
Sweet. Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in. You've been calling in a lot. I appreciate it. Thanks for the interactivity. Thanks for the analysis. Thanks for the historical perspective.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, man. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Well, this is Total Insanity, not the last episode. Pal and Gal, thanks for getting your voices set up. Nelson, thanks for being cool. Thank you, Leo. Albatross, thanks for being cool too. Oh, it's an honor to be on the show. I'm really happy that we can work together. And everyone, this is not the end of Total Insanity. How much longer will it last? No one knows. And that's okay. So for now, catch you on the flip side.